like music. Like most people, I like listening to it. I like playing it. I like learning it. Recently, I've taken an interest in just kind of developing my piano skills. And what's kind of stood out to me is the genre that's kind of calling me. I like jazz. It's an interesting genre. It sounds like gibberish sometimes. But for me, most of the time, there is a structure to it. And it takes a lot of dedication and intentionality to be able to develop in your jazz skills. I like old school soul music, old school classics, Jackson 5, Breezing, George Benson, Al Jarreau, Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, just put them all together. That's my jam. I like that jazz inspired, like chill music. But I also like a third subset, I would call it, of jazz, which is like Christian, old school, traditional hymns. Things like Blessed Assurance, Amazing Grace, or When the Saints. This rich tradition is steeped in a lot of jazz tradition. And I wanna dive into that. So I want to develop my skill in the piano. I want to document the process, but I also want to document a kind of a social element to making music. You can make music solo. It's generally what I've done. You can practice solo, generally what I've done, but I'm trying something new. The goal is that I want to be able to practice with a singer for original compositions and well-known jazz pieces so I can perform that in public. But just because we have a goal doesn't mean we're able to execute that perfectly. So the plan, we want to plan. So one day a week, I'm going to be working with a teacher and I'm going to be practicing with them once a week. The rest of the week, I'm going to be doing self-directed learning and study. Second section is kind of the documentation element of it. So each week, I'm going to summarize what I learned in that lesson and I'm going to, put it up into like a full video, lesson. Yeah, we'll share just kind of the pieces I want to play. I am increasingly getting into more Christian music. So I'm going to be playing more of that and I'm going to be releasing more songs of that. And we just want to share musical creativity, share a personal story. Because this project has my name on it. So, and the social element includes things that aren't fully defined, like in terms of like trips, but importantly is to play around other musicians. So every month I'm going to go to a jazz bar or a jazz jam. I'm going to prepare a couple of pieces to play with them and record and film the process as we go. There's one more thing I have to say. One more thing I forgot. Developing skill actually really isn't a goal. That's kind of like the vaguest thing you could say. I have one really specific goal with the piano. It's to be able to play things in a key, and if I understand how it's played in one key, I can instantly transpose it in another key for every key. That's my one and most important goal in this whole entire project. Anyways, I want this whole thing to be a learning experience. So if you want to follow along, if you're a pianist, if you're a musician, you just want to just follow the journey, do so. Welcome to Lofi Wurld TV. I practice piano all the time and it's fun, but I don't feel like there's some real order in the regime that I'm adopting to actually improve in my practice. But now, since I have foundational goals, namely across improving in my ability to play across all 12 keys, learning more jazz standards and hymns, and also having the social goals of being able to play with others and documenting it were generally my goals that I devised. Having these goals allowed me to structure a more sensible and ordered plan, essentially starting by taking some of my favorite jazz pieces and learning the form and structures, and also record the whole process. Just that plan essentially covers all three of our goals. So here's the story of the first time I played something in public. And it starts with actually deciding what I wanted to play. Follow along. I found it difficult actually narrowing down the jazz standards that I enjoyed, but I thought it would be a great idea to pick 10 jazz standards and learn these in keys that I wasn't too familiar with. Misty is one of my all-time favorite standards. It's simple, it's elegant. What's more, because I heard it so many times, the form really was already in my head. The first thought after deciding that I wanted to play in jazz jams was how difficult would it be to just pick a song and go play with other musicians? Yeah, it turns out it ain't the most straightforward thing. First and foremost, I decided to play Misty and kind of learn the form in the key of E flat. I've never played in the key of E flat really. I'm usually just playing in the key of C. So this was an initial challenge. So this genuinely felt like I was relearning the piano, and it wasn't fun. Oh. And it's just what I want you to do. D7? Nah, that doesn't sound right. Well, so why am I doing this? I'm really confident in playing the key of C, but I really need to develop in the confidence across the instruments. I think it will help me be able to transition between keys a lot more fluidly and play better in band settings. How in the world do I go from this to something even remotely playable in a public setting with other musicians, likely other people listening, and do so all the way throughout the song without making too many errors? Practice. My natural inclination with challenges like this is just to see how far I can get, just kind of drilling stuff. So that's exactly what I did with this. Misty's a song I'm familiar with, so all I need to do would be try learning the chords and really understand the form. That got me to a place where I at least understood the chords, but I still felt as if I wasn't fully seeing the changes. Misty does an interesting thing where in the B section it kind of changes the usual thing and transitions up and then goes back to the key of E flat. And I felt like I really needed to see what was physically happening. So I printed out like a lead sheet just to see the chord changes, and I decided to annotate and play it that way. Again, I feel like that only got me so far. The goal here is to be able to play the piano part for Misty and do it fluidly, perhaps even embellishing some things, embellishing melodies within chords and improving a little bit. But after some time, I felt as if I put a challenge too significant before me, especially since the jazz jam was a couple of weeks away and I still had other stuff to do like work and all that jazz. And I really felt like there was some distractions. Whenever I tried to motivate myself to just learn the chord changes, I'd end up playing in the key I was more familiar in. I'd end up just getting distracted and playing a piece that I was more confident in. And it wasn't until I started reading about like growth mindset was when I realized I was defaulting to the thing that was easy, and when things felt challenging, I kind of stepped away. But regardless, this was genuinely a tricky thing for me to do because I was only confident in the key of C. So I realized I needed to change my strategy, and there wasn't enough time. So this was when I started recruiting the help of teachers, and we worked on Misty once, very basically, and it really transformed how I approach playing in different keys now versus when I first started. And I'll talk about more of that perhaps at another time. Anyways, with the jazz jam quickly approaching and with only about a week left to prepare, I thought it would be a good idea to, instead of cancelling it altogether, go into the jazz jam but playing a different tune. So I decided to switch to Skylark, and then I practiced that. And here's how I initially kind of started playing it. And then I found a really nice arrangement online, so that's what I started learning. Yes, part of this was about being able to play jazz standards, but part of this was also about showing up and being present. Skylark allowed me to feel a little bit more confident and understanding form and structure. And I feel like that really helped. So anyways, I went ahead and continued learning Skylark. And this was where I was just kind of moments before the jam. These things, but my heart is riding, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere. When I sat in the seat on that day, I saw some familiar faces frantically rubbing my fingers against each other because it was so cold, trying to calm my nerves. The lady asked me what I was going to play, and I said, well, I'm going to play. First thing she said was, it's my favorite tune, good luck. And I'm like, oh goodness. So I see them wheel the piano and I'm like, oh gosh, this is an old school piano. And I couldn't hear it all that well, but I tried my best. The thing about playing pianos is you can play one, you can play all. Without further ado, here's the performance. I'll give a review afterwards and then I'll play it again. And I'll also share some thoughts about exactly what I learned, because I learned some really interesting stuff. Okay. Okay, so play it through.
Play through it once, and then one of these guys can take a solo.
Okay.
On two of the A's. Does that sound alright? Like the chords to two of the A sections? Or would you rather just play the head through and then we can call it a day? If that's more comfortable.
Okay, so, yeah, let's play it through and then if the vibe right. If I stop, then maybe we just stop. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, and the tempo, I guess.
Yeah, what you're feeling.
Yeah, fairly like not too fast.
Great, yeah.
It's fairly slow. Yeah. I mean, wow, that was really something. Even just watching it back kind of brings back a mix of emotional feelings. Obviously being proud that I was able to just do that. Also, also getting through it and not like bailing midway through because I made a couple of mistakes. But also things of like, or just feelings of, ooh, you know what? I played it in the key that I was kind of comfortable in. I didn't even play the original song that I wanted, but also kind of stopping myself and being like, okay, there's practical things to learn from, and there's an actual improvement process that we're going through. And that was kind of reiterated in some of the stuff that one of my teachers was telling me. I kind of had a little debrief with him, and he told me some real practical things about improvement, one of which I'm going to share just after this, and then finish off on a point that, it's not always about developing instantly and super fast. Sometimes it does take time, and honestly, showing up is usually a good starting point. So, this is the main takeaway from my teacher.
Um, Now, one thing that I noticed on your video, let me
Yeah.
change my camera here and tell me if I'm right in my appreciation, is that you were like all the time you were playing the root as part of your chord. Something like that. So if you were playing, like say A C as what was the tune?
Skylark.
Skylark. So you were playing. You were always playing the root.
Oh, always playing the root, yeah.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that, except that when you have a bass player playing with you,
Yes, yes.
that's his lane. That's his
right. I
domain.
was thinking
So you have
when
to you have to give him that space,
something,
and you can just do voicings with no bass, like rootless as they are called.
which is
And
something to work on.
that's a good thing to work. Are you familiar with the concept of shell voicings? Shell voicings. But shell voicing is just the core, the essence of a chord.
Like the third and the
Which
seventh.
the third and the seventh, right? That's right. So the third and the seventh plus the root all defines the most important, the essential parts of the essential sound of the chord. Okay, and there are several ways of playing these three notes. You can play root and third on your left hand and the seventh with your right, or you could play a root with the left, shell with the right, or you could play no root and just third and seventh on your left, so your right hand is free to improvise.
Yes.
And that's what we do when we have a band, which makes life so much simpler because he's taking care of the roots. You don't have to worry about that. This is gonna be your harmony, your voicing. So it's taken care by two, could be three, could be four notes, right? But with two is gonna suffice, right? And that leaves your right hand free to do the melody or to improvise, right? So the way I would play Skylark, if I was in a trio situation, I would do something like this. It would be my first voice in my first chord. This is C6-9. With the bass players doing this, it's going to be C6-9 as you see in the screen, right? So I would do this and the melody, right? Since the melody is the A, maybe I would change this to a major seventh. But I like this sound. This is our F7. This is the shell voicing of F7. The bass note is going to be here. That's the bass player. And I would play just this or maybe another note.
And so on and so forth. And as you can see, I derived a lot of value just in listening to how he would approach the song. And even that kind of awareness about how I was voicing and I knew something wasn't quite the dynamic range I was occupying. It did sound muddy on the recording, so that really did help. But I guess I'll finish on the end note, which was just about really taking my time and not rushing to learn everything all at once. But thanks again. If you made it all the way to the end, appreciate you. This was kind of a long one, but I will see you in the next one. There's going to be another jam next month, so hopefully we learn more and we play a little more relaxed.
You need to know your major 7 chords, minor 7 chords, dominant 7 chords in order to do that in all 12 keys or all 12 minor 7 chords and so forth. If that is too much, then just 6 keys should be enough. You know what I mean? So don't get stuck on the fact that 12 keys is you do the 12 keys or you're nowhere. That's not true. I mean, you start where you are and progress gradually.
I mean, that was so fun. Just getting to play in front of quite a safe group of people and really actually learning a few things, getting more comfortable playing in front of people. And ultimately that was what it was about, kind of developing that confidence. But anyways, I was wondering how to close out this episode, and I can remember in the video I said that I'll play it again. So I'll play the solo arrangement and I'll do something which again I haven't done. Live singing, singing while I play the piano. So I'll do that, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stick around. And here's to development, here's to learning music, here's to Lofi Wurld TV. See you in a bit. Skyline. Have you anything to say to me? Won't you tell me where my love can be? Over the shadow and the rain. skylark. Have you seen a valley green with spring, where my heart can go journeying? Over the shadows and the rain, to a blossom-covered lane, and in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as a will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy serenading the moon. Oh, skylark, I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? Skylark, I don't know where you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? That was pretty fun. Some mistakes, but it's okay. What's our outro? It goes something like